The ability to focus can make or break your success in life. In fact, scientists consider the ability to establish mental focus as an important predictor of a person's future success. Can we argue that the same way tired people need rest, distracted people need focus? I want to start today's conversation with an antidote or a funny story that I believe can set the tone for this current series of conversations we're about to have centered around focus. A lady went to a pet store and her dream was to have a parrot who could speak back to her. As a little girl, she would always dream that I'm going to have a parrot. Instead of saying Polly want a cracker, I'll be able to have a best friend and someone to answer my phone and a good party trick. So she walked into the store and purchased this parrot, and she went home, and night one, the parrot never spoke. She came back the second day and was like, hey, I purchased this parrot, it won't speak. Said, do you have a swing? Parrots like swings. She said, oh, I didn't get a swing. She installs the swing, and on day two, still no conversation. Wow. She brings the parrot back and says, hey, still nuts. I tell you what, put some nice leaves, some nice greenery in there, make it feel at home, make them comfortable. Still, the next night, nothing. She came back a last time and said, okay, what do I have to do? I said, I tell you what, have you been speaking to the parrot? She said, I haven't. I've just been waiting on them to talk. Go home, let them hear your voice, have conversations, talk. She did that, but sadly, that parrot died. She brought the parrot back to the pet store and said, owner, I want my money back. This parrot is dead. The owner looked at her and literally said, did the parrot ever speak? She said, yes, one time. I said, what did the parrot say? Do they have any food at that store? She was so focused on getting what she wanted from the parrot. Wow. She missed that the parrot had needs. Wow. I'm going to say that again. She was so focused on what she desired from the parrot, she missed the fact that the parrot had needs. Wow. I want to set the groundwork right now and suggest to many of you that the same way tired people need rest, distracted people need focus. That's so good. Is that critical? Talk about that, man.
Man, listen, when you brought that up, I couldn't help but think how many times in my life I've gotten home at the end of the day and hadn't accomplished any other thing. Anything. That I had my mindset on before I left the house.
Let's stop. I need somebody to go in the comments right now and say, you're talking to me.
Yes.
I woke up that morning saying, I'm going to work out.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to eat right. How many times have you said, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to get a salad, get to work, everybody go to get barbecue. You say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Talk about that.
Listen, I'm telling you, I think that too many times we think that the goals that we set are going to accomplish themselves. When truth be told, you just said it so beautifully. The same way tired people need rest, distracted people need focus. Distraction is a natural occurrence. See, too many times people think that because you got distracted, that means that you're doing something wrong.
So distractions are natural.
Naturally, something's going to happen that is going to compete for your attention.
That's good. I believe that our primary issue is not that we aren't smart enough, not that we aren't connected enough, not that we aren't educated enough, but rather we aren't focused enough.
Yes, sir.
And listen to your pastor right now. Distractions are dangerous.
Yes, sir. Yes, they are.
Oh, talk about that.
Sir.
What can distractions do?
They can derail our dreams. Distractions, here's the most critical thing. I found in my own life, I'm just going to be transparent here, that distractions move me from being prepared to becoming a procrastinator.
We got to stop. See, Pastor Mike, why are you starting a year like this? Every year for the last 11 years, I've started preaching.
Yes, sir.
I said, as a family, we're about to have a series of conversations. You're going to sit here. Pastor Darius will sit here. I'm going to get Leslie and Tiffany, Lady, because I really want to examine in our devotionals and in our walk with Christ how to maximize our focus. You said distractions can take you from preparation to procrastination. Watch night. I said something that was cold.
Yes, sir.
I said preparation is with anticipation and confidence.
Yes, sir.
Put that in your notes. Somebody put that in the comments right now.
That's good.
Preparation is anticipation and confidence. It means I'm waiting and prepared for it, but I'm confident that it's coming. So if preparation is anticipation and confidence, then procrastination is anticipation and arrogance.
Arrogance, that's good.
Arrogance. Talk about arrogance for a minute.
See, you're really contrasting confidence and arrogance. Confidence has to do with my ability and what God can do through me. Arrogance is my belief in what I can do on my own.
Say that again. That's rich. Say it again.
Confidence
Say it again.
is my belief in what God can do through me. Arrogance is when I have belief in what I can do on my own.
I can do all things
Yes.
through Christ,
Yes.
which strengthens me.
Yes.
Arrogance replaces God's arrogance replaces God's will for your ability.
That's good.
Talk about that,
That's
man.
so good. I think so many of us are in danger of getting off on the wrong foot, not accomplishing. Because here's what we do, all right? And I'm going to find somebody
Come
with
on.
this. This is what we do. Every year you say, this is going to be my year.
That's right.
I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm going to save this amount of money this year. And if you're only relying on your ability, it'll never happen. In order to reach these goals, to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish, we're going to have to tap into another power that is not our own, but reliance on God.
Arrogance is subtle.
Yes.
Arrogance is a subtle sickness that cannot be self-diagnosed.
You can't see it on yourself.
Arrogance is a subtle sickness that cannot be self-diagnosed. Arrogance makes subtle comments that let me say it better. Arrogance makes subtle comments that immature, ignorant people praise. Stuff like, I got a plan.
You put I in everything.
You put I
Yes.
in everything. Can I define arrogance?
Come on.
Arrogance is, I want to define procrastination.
Yes, sir.
Procrastination is the foolish assumption
I love that.
that you'll have another chance.
Yes.
See, when you get distracted and you move from preparation to procrastination,
Oh, wow.
it is the foolish assumption
Yes.
that I'll have another chance.
Can I jump in there? Because I think the problem with that is that we'll assume that God will give us a chance to do tomorrow what he already gave us the opportunity to do today.
Say that again.
We'll assume that God will give us the opportunity to do tomorrow what he already gave us a chance to do today. I see this beautifully when I deal with my daughter. I said, well, Ava, I thought you were supposed to clean your room. When I left the house this morning, I told you to clean your room. I was expecting it to be clean when I came home. Well, Dad, I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? Well, I started playing, and then Mama went to the store. In other words, I got distracted. And I started doing something else. And now because you're my daddy and you love me and you give me toys and you spoil me, you give me blessings, I'm going to assume that you'll give me another opportunity to do tomorrow what you had already told me to do today.
I feel the first praise break of 2021 right
Come on,
here.
man.
I need somebody to type in the comments, I'm not missing my moment.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
not missing my moment.
I'm gonna do it now.
refuse to be distracted in a negative sense.
Yes, sir.
And to teen and lean over on procrastination.
good.
This is your season to
Yes,
do it
sir.
now. But here's why I want to be a little bit more seasoned in my approach to our messages and this topic today. Because somebody listening to me, when they hear us say, I got to do it now,
Yes, sir.
they're finna prematurely step outside the will of God because you can't make it your time when
love
it's
that.
not your time.
That's good.
Somebody's finna try to start a business next
Yes,
week
yes.
knowing they haven't prepared.
Yes.
It's like a chef. If I'm going to cook some good ribs, and
Wow.
I feel like preaching right there. If I'm going to cook some good meat, some good ribs,
Yes, sir.
I don't wake up that morning for the most part, a good chef,
Yeah.
and say I'm cooking ribs today.
Yes.
A good chef going to let it marinate when?
The day before.
Day before. If you
Yes.
cold-blooded, 2
Days
days
before, yes.
They're going to have that meat marinate to where the juices can get
Yes.
on the inside.
That's good.
See, anybody can go and season the top.
Yeah.
But to really get the most out of the meat, you got to let what's meant on the outside
Oh, wow.
creep and seep
You just
into
said
the
something.
inside.
You just said
And I'm
something.
trying to submit to somebody right now, stop foolishly assuming, because the thief comes, this is what the Bible says,
Yes.
to steal,
Yes, sir.
kill,
Yes, sir.
and destroy.
Absolutely.
What does he want to do? I've said this once and I say again. He wants to steal time,
Yes.
kill vision,
Yes, sir.
destroy faith. Can
That's
I say
good.
that together? Steal
Steal
time, kill vision, destroy faith. Talk about that, man.
I think that's good, Pastor Mike, and you're really blessing me because the enemy wants to destroy you, but he'll settle for distracting you.
Woo! Say that again.
The enemy wants to destroy you, but he'll settle for distracting you, right? Because he knows that eventually a distracted person will destroy themselves.
Jesus.
I can think of
Jesus.
moments in my life when the enemy couldn't get to me, but he did present another option, a counterfeit. And because I accepted the distraction, it eventually led me to destroy myself.
If the devil can't kill you,
Yes.
he'll distract you.
He'll distract you.
And if he distracts you, he know you'll kill you. I don't think you heard what I just said.
That was
This
good.
is cold-blooded
Yes, sir.
because so many places in my life, are
Yeah.
you listening to us? So many places and so many moments in my life, I was headed for greatness and got distracted.
Yes. Yes.
I want to talk about this, man, because we were talking before we started, and you brought something up that messed me up. We both love ancient movies.
Yes, sir.
Gladiator.
Yes, sir.
Braveheart. Troy.
Yes,
the
sir.
300.
Yes.
And you talked about a weapon they would use
sir.
to kill their enemies.
Yes,
What was
sir.
it called?
So back in the medieval times, the ancient times back in Europe, France, other places, they would take a person who's guilty of a crime, and they would tie each limb to 4 horses.
I think, Dre. Yeah, Dre. That if you go to Braveheart,
Yes.
you can see William Wallace. Keep talking about
absolutely. So they would tie each limb to a horse, and then they would whip each horse and make them all go in different directions: east, north, south,
Wow.
and west. They called it distraction.
that. Woo! So they would tie your arms
Yes.
and legs to a horse.
Yes.
And tell the horses go in different
Directions.
And it will pull your limbs off.
Pull your limbs apart.
And they called it
distraction. Distraction is when there's parts of me that are all going in different directions.
Jesus. Say that again.
Distraction is when parts of me are all going in different directions.
Distraction is when on Sunday your mind is in church.
Yes.
But on Monday your body is in the world.
Wow.
On Tuesday it says something.
Yes.
See, how many of us have lost too much going in different directions?
That's
Keep
good.
going.
That's so good. Because what's important is that direction is more important than speed. Right? Direction is more important than
That's
speed.
good.
So many times we want to talk about how fast we're getting somewhere. When truth be told, we need to make sure that we're all headed in the right direction. I think that's what makes what we're doing together so different is that we take time here and there to say, you know what, let's make sure we're all headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'll pick up the phone and say, hey, PMJ, this is what I'm tripping on. I just want to make sure that matches
Absolutely.
what we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Because what good is going somewhere fast if I'm going in the wrong direction?
You know what's crazy? And I'm so glad we're talking. We're talking about focus and being distracted.
Yes.
I need a moment of transparency from my family right now, a strong moment of transparency.
Yes.
If you've ever been guilty of negative distractions or just losing your way,
Yes.
just type me in the
Yes.
comments right now. Let's be very transparent.
Yes, sir.
Because somebody sitting at home may be feeling like it's something wrong with me.
Most
I
definitely.
want to say this, distractions are natural.
Yes.
But if distractions are natural, then focus is a type of discipline.
Absolutely.
Did you catch that? If distractions
That's so
are
good.
natural,
That's so good.
then focus are a type of difference.
That's
D.
so good.
See, did you catch that?
Yes.
When I said D, the first thing you did
Yes.
was look at
Look
D
over.
because a natural response
Yes.
to something you see is to move.
Yes.
So I want to say this. We can almost liken in some ways, because not all distractions are negative.
Yeah.
And in some ways, we can liken distraction to sin. I believe sin is a legitimate response
Yes.
to an illegitimate need.
Wow.
I want to say that better.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
yeah,
it better.
yeah. I got you.
Sin is an illegitimate
To
response
a legitimate need.
to a legitimate need.
That's good.
I want to submit to you that a distraction sometimes can be an illegitimate response
Yes.
to a legitimate need.
Can I jump in there?
Come in.
Because here's something that we talked about before. I think that we've got to really look at this difference between distractions and interruptions.
Woo! Come
right?
on.
I think about Jesus. He has a conversation with Jairus.
Yes.
And he says, well, look, I'm going to come with you to your house. You got a daughter who's sick. She's dying. I'm going to raise her back to life. I'm going to make sure that she's healed, right? And in the middle of that, he gets interrupted, not distracted, by the woman with the issue of blood. He's presented with another opportunity to work a miracle while he's on the way to do something else, right? And I think so many times we've got to be able to discern in life where there's a distraction and then maybe where there's an interruption. Because I believe interruptions, when they're mishandled, turn into distractions.
They can morph into
They
distractions.
can morph into distractions.
Yeah, I believe interruptions deal with my assignment. And interruptions deal with my assignments.
Yes, sir.
And distractions deal with my attractions.
Wow.
Did you
that's
catch
good.
that? So I am
That's good.
interrupted
I
when
love
it's
that.
something tied to my assignment.
Yes, sir.
Jesus says, no, this isn't a distraction.
Yes.
Because this is why I'm here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be late on purpose.
Yes.
Because I know I'm a raiser from the dead.
Yes, sir.
But the problem is the problem is when you veer off of your assignment.
Veer.
See, this is cold-blooded. We were literally preparing and recording today.
Yes, sir.
And somebody need prayer. We stop what we're doing.
Yes.
We pray.
Yes.
That's a part of my assignment.
Yes, sir.
In the midst of recording, we stopped. We brought balloons in and a cupcake in for Leslie. It's
Yes,
her
sir.
birthday. She is a part of my assignment.
Yes, sir.
Saying happy birthday to her and let her know we love her. I've been doing that for the last 11 years.
Yes, sir.
Every time right before watch night,
Yes,
we
sir.
go somewhere for her birthday.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a pandemic. We couldn't do it. That's not a distraction.
Yeah.
That was a purposeful interruption.
Yes.
Catch this now. But me being on my phone, scrolling through Twitter, and Instagram.
That's a distraction.
And then all of a sudden we talking about LeBron while Dre ready to record.
Yeah.
That's a distraction.
That's
Why?
good.
Because it has nothing to do with my assignment and everything to do with my attraction.
I love that.
Some of y'all dating your distraction.
That's good. Jesus.
Some of y'all are dating your
A
distraction.
distraction.
This is why you ain't got the degree yet.
Wow.
You were headed to graduating in 3
Ouch.
and got a distraction.
Ouch.
Fell in love with a distraction.
Ouch.
A thick distraction.
Wow.
A 6'2" distraction.
Yes.
A lot of you right now can't even lose the weight you want to lose because I get distracted.
That's good.
I fussed that lady the other day. I said, if you know I'm trying to get myself together, why? This is what she did. Why would you get the vanilla Oreos and not just put them in the cabinet? She has a glass jar now on the
Right
counter
there where I can see
where
her.
they're stacked perfectly talking about they for the kids. Forget them kids.
They for me.
I can't handle the distraction.
That's good.
So what did I do? I moved the jar
Oh, man.
and put it in the closet.
You just said
It's
something.
some stuff in your life
on, man.
you going to have to move.
You gotta move it.
Because your growth is not determined
Yes.
by what God moves.
Yes.
Your growth is determined by what you choose
move.
to move.
My God.
Somebody shout no
That's
distraction.
good. Listen, you getting me.
You better match my intensity.
You getting me
You
amped up.
talking to me.
Listen,
Jump
you
in there
getting me
then.
amped up. I'm
Let's
gonna tell
go.
you why.
Come on.
Because you just taught me the difference between surrender and sacrifice.
Yeah.
When I surrender something, that means I give it to God. When I sacrifice something, that means I kill it first. And too many times we keep getting distracted because you won't kill it. If you know this is something that you're prone to fall into, sometimes you got to kill that thing
10
yourself.
people out of type kill it.
Kill it.
10 people out of type
It's
kill
time
it.
for me to kill it.
You know what's crazy? It's the equivalent. It is the equivalent of somebody
I love this,
who
man.
has outgrown clothes.
Yeah.
So they don't kill it,
Yeah.
give it away, or get it out the house.
Yeah.
They put it in the back of the closet saying, when I lose weight or when I do so and so,
I'll wear this again.
I'll wear this again.
Yeah.
And never end up wearing it. Now it's taking up space. Because whatever you don't kill can call you. I'm in the wrong church.
Oh, wow.
Whatever you don't kill can call you.
That's good.
Whatever you, and the problem is, I want to look at that bilaterally or
Yes.
what bifold. Whatever you don't kill can call you.
Yes, sir.
And too many of us are guilty of killing the right thing and it called out.
Wow.
Adam
Yes.
has 2 sons.
Yes.
They have to present God a sacrifice, an offering.
Come on, man.
Cain's sacrifice isn't good enough.
That's good.
He kills his brother Abel.
Wow.
And God says what? The blood
Cried out.
of what you killed
Yes.
cried out.
That's so good.
Many of you right now are feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, dealing with anxiety, dealing with a lot of things.
Yes.
And I discovered a lot of the places in my life where I was frustrated,
Yes.
the blood cried out.
That's so good. That's so good.
Focus. And I want to submit to somebody listening to me today because I want to develop. Now, I want you to answer this question. Please hear me. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, all of you from around the country, wherever you're watching from, please hear my heart. If you want to be better, say better.
Yes, sir.
If you
I
want
wanna
to
be
grow,
better.
type grow. If you want to be healthy, say I want to be healthy. We said at the beginning of this year, it is not a happy
Say
new
healthy
year, but a
new
what?
year. Healthy
New year. When I get to you, just shout, I receive that. Healthy financially.
Yes.
Healthy emotionally, healthy cognitively, mentally,
Yes.
spiritually. Hear me when I say
receive
this.
all of that.
But if I'm going to develop, here's a good quote.
Yes.
It is difficult to develop
Yes, sir.
when you're distracted.
That's so good.
Can I give
That's
an
so good.
example?
Come on.
All right, so I've been working out. I've been
sir.
working out at home with the boys, right?
Okay.
So we got a treadmill.
Okay.
We got the little push part machine. We got some dumbbells. So Xander and Mason comes downstairs with me all the time, all
Yes,
right?
sir.
So I tell Xander and Mason we're working out. So what I do is, and it's a shameless plug, I'll go on YouTube or something and find some low impact 30-minute workouts.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. So I look at the man on the screen, I do what he does. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you can hit Wes up at Grind Time and he'll do some virtual workouts for you.
sir.
Mikey will give some virtual workouts
sir.
for you.
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to get it in. Here's my problem with my boys. They get too distracted. All right, but I'm gonna show you something that's gonna mess everybody up.
Come on.
I'm telling Mason it's your turn. Mason in the mirror looking at his six-pack. I'm telling Xander it's your turn. He too busy doing dance moves because we got music playing. He doing all these dance moves, all right? So I hit both of them in the chest. Boom, boom. Stay focused. You
Yeah.
can't be distracted, all right? All right, so then all of a sudden I look up and I'm on the phone. They get it from their daddy.
Wow.
A lot of our distractions
That's
are
so good.
generational distractions.
That's so good.
I don't think you caught what
That's
I just
so
said.
good.
Mama stopped at a certain point.
Yes.
Daddy stopped at a certain
Yes.
point. And a lot of times we're frustrated with our seeds because they resemble our failures.
That's so good.
It's hard to develop
Yes.
when you're distracted.
That's so good.
Talk about that.
When you said a word earlier, veered. that really stood out to me because it gives me this word picture of somebody driving in a car. And when you veer, that means that car.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in one lane,
Veers.
but then something happens that veers. So much so that while we were studying, we started talking about the 4 types of a distracted driver.
Tell them about that.
I think this is so good. So the CDC put together this study where they found that up to 9 people per day die in car accidents that are caused by distracted drivers.
3,500 a year.
3,500 people
because
a year,
they were distracted.
which equals 9 people per day die in an accident that was caused by a distracted driver. Now, I want to go into the 4 types.
You didn't say that right.
Okay?
9 people a day.
Yes, sir.
3,500 a year.
Yes, sir.
Die.
Yes.
Why?
Because of a distracted driver.
No. Why? Why?
Help me.
Why?
Help me.
Because they didn't stay focused.
That's good.
See, and that's what we got to talk
man, that's
about.
so good.
We always talked about how the devil has the same trick, but he
Yes.
changed the language.
Yes.
If we're not careful,
Oh, wow.
so many people are going to log off today talking about distractions.
Yes.
When the key is
Yes.
focus.
The answer to distraction is focus.
Talk about them. Come
I
on.
think that's so good because when you think about this, what's interesting is that I can be the one distracted, but it'll harm you.
Ugh.
If we're all on the road traveling the same place, I can lose focus, but my loss of focus can impact your life negatively too.
Come on.
Which means, here's the other side of that, which means that if I maintain my focus, there's benefits that another person gets because I was able to stay focused in the first
A
place.
distracted driver can hit a focused driver.
Yes.
A
man, that's
distracted
good.
driver can harm a focused
That's
driver,
good.
which stresses the criticality of getting distracted people out your life.
It ain't even enough for me to be focused.
Jesus.
I need people around me that are focused.
Everything connected to me.
In 2021,
Come on.
if you're not focused, you got to get from around me.
I need you to tag 3 people in your life
Yes.
who y'all already had the conversation.
We
and
focused
said,
this year.
We focused this year.
This year's the year.
I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Let's go.
To tag somebody and say, we focused this year.
Everybody connected to me.
No games.
Yes, sir.
No fluff.
No, sir.
Nothing that's outside of the will of God. I'm trying to be everything that God has called
That's
me
good.
to be. Why you ain't came around this year?
I'm focused.
Why you don't call me no more?
I'm focused.
Why you don't come to the party no
I'm
more?
focused.
Why you ain't text me back?
focused.
Why you ain't changed your status?
'Cause I'm focused.
Because I'm focused. I
Come on,
need
man.
somebody to shout, I am focused. It ain't that you don't look the. See, when you get focused,
Come on, man.
folks don't even look the same
Yes.
no more.
Yes.
When you get focused, places ain't even excited.
Distraction is what made you attractive.
Oh, say it again.
Distraction is what made them attractive.
Come
now
on.
that I'm focused, I don't even like that.
You don't even offer me what I wanted in
You're
the
not
first
even what I
place.
thought you were.
You caught my eye, but then broke my heart
Jesus.
because I lost my mind.
That's good.
Focus.
Oh my, you got to say that
You
again.
caught my eye.
Yes.
Broke my heart when I realized the only problem was I lost my
lost my
mind.
mind.
This is my season to stay what?
Focused.
First one of 2021.
Yes, sir.
Michael, stay
Focused.
focused.
I love it, man.
So let's talk about this. There are
Yes.
4 types. You talk about these 4 types.
Yes, sir. So the 4 types of distracted
Jesus.
driver. Number 1
Stay
is
focused.
someone who is visually distracted.
Okay.
Visually distracted.
This is
That
while
means
driving.
that I start while I'm driving, I become visually distracted, right? So I'm supposed to have my eyes on where I'm going. You know that we learn in driver's ed that you're supposed to have 2 hands on the steering wheel. You're supposed to be focused. But when I'm visually distracted, that means I start looking at something other than the road.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to move forward. And I know we're supposed to be a conversation. This ain't a sermon. But everything you talking to me about shout.
Yes.
You said whenever I'm driving, I need to keep my hands at 10 and 2.
Yes.
This is why he said lift up your hands when you worship.
Come
See,
on,
a lot
man.
of times I lose my focus when
Yes.
I'm not in a posture of worship.
That's good.
When I'm not in a posture of
love that.
admiration. He said, watch this now, and this is cold-blooded
Yes,
what
sir.
you just said. Visual, which means, put this on the screen, I'm looking at something other than
The road.
The road.
Yes.
Talk about the difference between a gaze and a glance.
So when I gaze at something, that means it has my full attention,
Wow.
right?
Come on.
When I glance at something, that means I noticed it. I noticed, okay, cool, I see that. And then I got back focused, right? Think about David. David is on the rooftop.
That's good.
And he's looking out over the roof, and he sees Bathsheba bathing. He sees Bathsheba bathing on her roof, right? And instead of glancing, he gazes.
And see, the problem with that particular story is there's nothing wrong with David looking because he's a man.
Yes.
But like Dr. Michael Eric Dyson said, he allowed his loins to trap his logic. Did you catch that?
Oh, that's so
He
good.
allowed his loins
That's
to
so good.
trap his logic.
That's so good.
His problem, number one, he should have been at battle.
Yes.
He's distracted.
Yes.
He's out of place.
He's in the wrong place.
But what did he do? He gazed.
Yes.
And I think about driving.
Yes.
This is cold-blooded. I'm thinking about driving. If I'm going to get over, I gotta look.
You got to.
I gotta glance.
Yes.
Then move.
Absolutely.
I don't gaze and move.
Yes.
A lot of us are crashing because we gazing and moving.
Jesus Christ.
Ain't nothing wrong. I want to say this to somebody dreaming in 2021. Go get a glance at the new house.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to say this to somebody with faith. Go get a glance at the new job.
That's good.
Go to the car dealership. Go get a glance at the new car.
That's good.
Go ahead and put your list of what you want out of a
That's
spouse.
motivation.
Get a glance.
Yes.
That's motivation.
Yes, sir.
The problem is glancing is motivation.
Yes.
Gazing is obsession.
That's so good.
Did you catch that?
I love
a
that.
glance is motivation. Let me see it so I can get motivated and get back focused.
Yes, sir.
But gazing is an obsession. You talked
good.
about how David, his eyes got him caught in something he shouldn't have been in.
That's good.
His eyes cost him his son. Now, this is what's critical. I think about Lot's wife. How God says, I want you to leave this place and don't look back.
Yes, sir.
That's critical, right?
That's
He
good.
says, don't look back. And what's the first thing Lot's wife does?
She looks back.
She looks back and
Yes.
she turns into what?
They pull us off.
We might need to ask people why you so salty. And
Oh,
it might be
wow.
because they're distracted.
That's so good.
See,
Oh my God, that's
saltiness is
good.
always tied to distracted.
Yes.
See, when people look at you and get salty,
That's good.
it's because they're distracted by something they shouldn't even been focused
That's
on.
so good.
If they would have focused on the glory of God on your life
Yes.
and not trying to mimic the oil on
Absolutely.
your
You
life,
would've never got
they probably
salty.
would have been salty.
That's
Am
so
I
good.
talking to anybody?
You're talking
I
good.
want to talk to 100 people, and I need you to put in the chat, don't look back.
Yes.
Because some of you, we are only, 2 days?
Yes, sir.
2-3 days
2-3
into
days.
2021?
Yes, sir.
And too many of you have already peeked back
Yeah.
into 2020.
That's good.
I want to make a prophetic declaration or a powerful declaration. If 2021 ain't no better
Yes.
than 2020,
Yeah.
I will be. If don't nothing change
That's so
in
good.
2021
That's
and
so good.
2021 look just like 2020,
I'm going to be better.
I'm going to be better.
That's good.
If Corona in 2021, I'm going to be different.
I'm gonna be
If
better.
the election is still crazy in 2021, I'm going to be better.
That's good.
If racism and social injustice is still
I'm still
present,
gonna be better.
I'm still going to be better.
That's
Why?
good.
Because I'm focused on what God is called and assigned me to focus. Psalms 121
Yes, sir.
it says, I will
Here it
lift
is.
up my eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To the hills. Where does my help come from? And we talked about you can't be distracted by the hills.
That's good.
On the hill, they were practicing astrology.
Yes, sir.
Looking at signs, witchcraft, magicians. David is asking a question. That's not a period.
No.
I will look to the hills from which cometh my help. That's not a period. Look at the Bible, King James.
Question mark.
That is a question
Yes,
mark.
sir.
He says, no. I won't be distracted
Yeah.
by what they doing on the mountain.
Nope.
My focus
That's good.
it's above the hill.
That's so
I'm not
good.
distracted by what y'all posting.
Nope.
I'm not distracted because y'all got engaged. Now I got to rush and get engaged to keep up with you.
I glanced at
I
engaged.
glanced at your engagement and stayed focused on my singleness
on, man.
because I want to be happy,
Yes.
not just connected.
That's so good.
It's a whole lot of people where their ring ain't a symbol of marriage, it's a symbol of bondage.
Wow.
Am I talking to somebody right
helping.
there?
You
It's a
helping.
lot of people married and miserable
helping.
because they got excited or distracted by a wedding day but never focused on a married life.
That's so good. That's so
I'm
good.
talking if y'all have received that. You're distracted. Mark 8:25. Then again, he said that I will lay hands on his eyes, and he looked intently and was restored and began to see everything clearly.
That's so good.
This brother, he says, what do you see now? Because I don't know what jumped off in your life,
Yeah.
but something blurred your vision
Yeah.
or has you distracted.
Distracted.
Talk about that.
Man, I think that's good, Pastor. What I want from 2021 is for God to touch my eyes.
Oh, I received that.
If God could do anything for me in the first quarter of 2021 this year, I need him to touch my eyes. Because too many times in 2020, I got caught up looking at this headline, watching this story, watching this post, and I convinced myself because of what I allowed myself to gaze at.
Thank you, God.
That 2020 was a terrible year. Yes, there were some bad moments,
Yes, God.
but if we be honest, it gave us an opportunity to focus. It gave us an opportunity to recalibrate. It gave us an opportunity to spend more time with our families. But if we look at the wrong thing, then we'll grasp the wrong thing. See, what I look at many times determine what I get out of a season, right? And so many times we look at the wrong thing, and so we get the wrong thing. But what I'm asking God to do for me in 2021 is touch my eyes. I want my eyes to be disciplined.
Thank you, God.
In 2021.
I need somebody to just put in the comments, touch my eyes.
Yes.
See, I want to take a 60-second worship break right there, because that touched me. Because the text says it says he saw everything clearly.
Yes. Yes.
He saw everything.
There is too much at risk
my
in your
God.
life in 2021 for you not to be able to see things clearly.
Come on.
You need to see people clearly.
Come on.
You need to see opportunities clearly.
Yes,
I
God.
cannot afford to think that something is a God-given opportunity when, truth be told, it's a distraction in disguise. I need God to touch my eyes
on,
so
somebody.
I can see clearly.
Somebody type see clearly.
Yes, sir.
This is, oh my God, it's touching my spirit, man. Because every time I don't get a new, thank you, God. I don't get a new textbook.
Yes.
You know, one of the difficulties about being a pastor is that I don't get a new book to teach from.
Every year.
I have to find a way every year
Yes.
to tell the same story a different way.
Yes, sir.
And for the first time in ever looking at Mark chapter 8, verse 25, the thing that stands out to me is everything.
Wow.
He said he was able to see
Everything.
everything. And where I am in my life,
Yeah.
partial vision has got me here, but clear vision is going to keep me here.
Wow.
I'm going to say that partial
That's good.
vision.
I love
was
that.
able to see, okay, this song is going to be special, but I didn't see how it's going to do everything. I need God to touch my eyes
Wow.
because there is too much on the line for partial vision.
That's right.
Ooh,
so good.
Somebody ought to type everything.
Yes.
God, let me see the vision for my business and my home.
Yes.
Let me see the vision for my children and my mind.
Yes.
God, I speak by faith that everybody watching me right now
Jesus' name.
Will see everything clearly.
In Jesus' name.
Oh,
That's so
my
good,
God.
man.
First distraction is visual.
Yes, sir.
Somebody say focus.
Focus.
The first distraction, the enemy to our focus, is visual.
Yeah.
It is things that catch our eye.
Yes, sir.
Things that catch our eye. Number two is auditory. Talk
Auditory.
about that. Define that.
When I'm distracted by something auditory, that means I'm hearing something that's not related to driving. Right? That means there was a loud noise somewhere
Yeah.
that caught my attention. And I think that's good because who or what you listen to can either focus you or distract you.
Say that again.
That's why the Bible says stuff like faith comes by hearing.
And hearing by the word
And
of
hearing
God.
by the word of
Yes.
God. Because who or what I'm listening to can either focus me or distract me. I remember we were talking about Seek Week last year, right? And one thing that I learned during Seek Week is that it's important for me when I'm fasting to not listen to a lot of stuff. It's
You
a
can
lot
hear
of stuff
God
I can't
clearly.
listen to because I can be doing one thing that focuses me, but then hearing something else that distracts me.
That's crazy.
Is
That's
that
crazy.
not crazy?
Like trying to study with music playing.
Now I'm trying to study, and then I'll end up, and I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm in my word. I'm fasting. Why do I still feel distracted? Because I'm listening to something.
They're spirit torn.
Which means, what good is it for you to be on every devotion, on every Sunday service, every Tuesday night Bible study, but you're still surrounding yourself with negative people?
What does it mean to come out of your prayer closet and walk into your shade room?
Jesus. Oh, wow.
No, like
Jesus.
You got to make your mind up.
Come on.
That this is why during Seek, I'm glad you said that during Seek Week, I told my wife, and this is strong.
Yeah.
I said, baby, I love you, but I need your permission to stay at the church for 7 nights, 7 days. She said, why? I said, I want to be so in tune with God. I said, I love you.
That's good.
And I love my babies, but they are a healthy distraction.
That's good. That's good.
I couldn't come home and daddy, they snapped me out.
Yeah.
See, they're a healthy distraction. God gave them to me.
Wow.
See, you said auditory.
Yes, sir.
I began to think about how many people can't drive without music. How many wrecks happen trying to change the radio.
Yes.
Talk
Yes.
about
Yes.
hearing. What is the importance of hearing?
I remember you taught me this years ago, I'll never forget it, that the ear is the birth canal to your spirit.
Say that again,
The
man.
ear is the birth canal to your spirit.
Yes.
And if I want to drive down the street, you got your song playing, right? Hey, I got to turn that up. That's my jam, right? And just that moment,
I'm ready. I got one already.
just that moment of
I got
hearing
one. I just
something
caught something.
can rob you of your ability to focus.
I got something.
Come on,
I'm
man.
going to cut you off right here. I'm riding down 280 the other day, and I'm rocking my album. Like, I ain't listened to it in a long time. So I'm listening to Look at Me Now.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yes, sir.
I got Look at Me Now on 50. I mean, I'm in that joint riding, all right? All of a sudden, I look up. The police and the ambulance is behind me, flashing lights. The moment I press mute, I heard the sirens.
Wow.
I wonder what was coming behind you.
Jesus.
That had you been focused or enjoying what you wanted to hear at a disciplined rate,
Yes.
you would have heard the warning.
That's so good.
How many warnings you miss because
Wow.
you weren't focused?
Because when you see the police, when you see the ambulance behind you, that means you're supposed to do what?
Get over.
Get over.
Jesus.
Something's coming
Get over.
that can hit you if you don't get out the way.
Get over.
But if you're distracted by something that you're hearing, you can't get over.
Ambulance or somebody's in the back who
Jesus.
needs to get the healing, but because you distracted, you
block-
holding up their breakthrough.
Jesus.
I'm finna say this, and 10 of y'all can take it however you want to. Do me a favor and go and get over.
Get out the way.
You blocking somebody else's
Come
blessing.
on, man.
Go and get over. It's people who want to be close to you, who could benefit from you, but it's too many people around
need
you
you to
who
get
don't
over.
even want to be around you. They just scared they gonna miss something. Do me
Jesus.
a favor. Go and get over.
I need you to get over.
Get over. This is fast. This is the fast lane.
You got to get over.
Go ahead and get over. This is why Proverbs 28:9 says, if anyone turns a deaf ear to my instruction, even their prayers are detestable.
That's so good.
If you turn a deaf ear to my instruction,
That's good.
if I am giving you instructions
Yeah.
and you won't listen, your prayers are detestable.
That's
Now
good.
watch verse 9. I'm going to give it out the Message version. God has no use for the prayers of the people who won't listen to him.
Jesus.
Do I need to read that again?
You just convicted me.
God,
Oh, God.
has no use
That's
for the
good.
prayers of the people who won't listen to him. Let me free you. Let me make that simple. Let me bring that from antiquity to modernity, build a bridge of contemporization from the original audience to now. Make it simple as can be.
Yeah.
If you won't listen to what comes from heaven out of your ears, he's saying keep what's coming out your mouth.
Wow.
If you won't open your ear, then don't open your mouth.
That's so good.
The problem with the 21st century Christian is we got an open mouth
Closed
and
ears.
a closed ear.
Come on, man.
Can't nobody tell you nothing.
Come on, man.
You won't sit at the feet of nobody for correction.
That's good.
You know everything.
That's
you
good.
got saved yesterday.
That's good.
Now think you can lead somebody today.
Wow.
You logged on to Facebook and 7 people listened to your video.
Yeah.
Now you want to go live and be a prophetess or a prophet
Come on,
and
man.
start preaching. And now you need a following. Now you need to be heard.
Yeah.
Now you need a platform. I need you to do me a favor. Close your mouth.
Yeah.
Open your ear.
That's good.
So you can become.
That's good.
He said, heed the instruction.
Yes.
Now this is what's critical.
That's
Somebody
good.
shout focus.
Focus.
Somebody type focus.
That's good, man.
Focus is so critical to the development of a believer.
Yeah.
The development of an entrepreneur.
Yes.
The development of a spouse.
Yes.
The development of an athlete.
Yeah.
The bridge between amateur and professional.
Yes.
It's focus.
It's focused. Wow. Yep. That's good.
He get paid.
Yes.
What he get paid.
Yes.
Because he stayed focused.
That's all he does.
She got a scholarship.
Yes.
Because she stayed focused.
That's good.
She got the promotion.
Yes.
Because she stayed focused.
That's good.
She got what she need.
That's
He
good.
became who he is
That's good.
because he stayed focused.
That's good.
Don't want my crown, but can't handle mine.
How many people are jealous of what somebody else has when truth be told, you weren't willing to be as focused as I was?
Come on.
You wouldn't show as much attention to it
Come
as
on.
I was. You wouldn't spend the long nights working
Yes.
the way I did. And you want what I have, but you are not willing to put in the work, or should I say, the
focus.
focus that I put into it.
You want to know what's crazy? You want to know what's crazy?
Come on, man.
You want to know what's crazy?
Help me.
A lot of the people who aren't winning are way more gifted and more talented
Yeah.
than the people who are being seen.
That's good.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Focus.
Focus. I love that, man.
Focus.
That's good.
So the first distraction was audio.
Was visual. Yes, sir.
My eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Second thing was
Auditory.
auditory,
My ears.
what I'm listening to.
Yes, sir.
Third thing is
Manual.
talk about that.
Manual. Manual is when I touch something
Mm.
other than the steering wheel. If I'm driving, where do my hands need to be? On the steering wheel.
You want to know something that's crazy? I'm going to push you right here.
Okay.
Did you take driver's ed in high school?
Yes, sir.
All right, so in driver's ed, I was in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
Coach Longford, shout out to Coach Longford, Minor High School, was in the passenger seat, right?
Yes, sir.
He taught me, we already talked about, keep your hands at what?
10 and 2.
10 and 2.
Yes, sir.
10 and 2. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
When the pastor, I'm sorry, when my covering, I'm sorry, the instructor was in the car, at all times you did what? 10 and 2.
Yep.
But the moment you thought you had it,
Yep.
what's the first thing you do?
Pick up my phone, put one hand.
One hand.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance or I'm getting overwhelmed. Talk about the danger of mistaking spiritual growth for spiritual knowledge.
That's so good. That's so good, man.
Because I think spiritual knowledge is I know what to do.
Yeah.
Spiritual growth is I'm applying what I learned.
I was just getting ready to say that. I
Jump
think it's
in there.
application.
Come on.
I think it's application. It's one thing to know something. It's another thing to be able to apply it. Right? God is interested in us knowing the right thing so we can do the right thing. Right?
Yeah.
Knowing is half the battle. You got to then turn around and do. And too many times, like you just said, we get the knowledge and then we get relaxed.
Get relaxed.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? And I've always shared my testimony with
Yes,
the
sir.
church. I try my best to keep pornography out of my life.
Yes, sir.
I'm a man, number one. Straight man.
Yes, sir.
Number two, literally, and I mean from the bottom of my heart, I learned dangerously. I was so innocent when I went to college.
Yeah.
I'm a preacher's kid. I went to my first party my 12th grade year.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've ever been to a party.
Wow.
I get to college, I pledge Kappa Alpha Psi as a freshman. They are showing me things I had never seen. I'm walking in the frat house and stuff. They got pornography playing.
Wow.
This is the first time I'm really seeing alcohol and drugs and different things. And I never forget how it played the impact on my mind to this day. Certain stuff I just don't want to see.
That's so good.
You got what I'm saying? Just certain stuff I just try to stay clear of
good.
because I'm understanding, okay, all right, Mike, that can be an area of weakness for you. I had a child out of wedlock. You know, there's some things in my life that molded me into becoming who I am.
Wow.
So I can't play with places of weakness.
That's good.
And see, the problem with so many people who have spiritual knowledge and portray spiritual maturity is that they think they can play with distractions and bounce back.
That's good.
Did you catch what I just said?
Play with
It is almost like an addict who think he can go to a dope house, but I'm strong enough not to smoke.
That's good.
Even if you make it out and don't smoke, why put yourself
Back in that
through
environment.
the emotional, spiritual, mental turmoil of having to be strong? Can I say something?
Come on.
Why too many times, especially as African Americans, we put ourselves in positions when we have to be strong in seasons we never had to be strong in.
That's good.
I shouldn't have to. So many of our black women have had to be strong in ways where, you know, I played her or I broke her heart or I did this to her, but she my ride or die because she stuck with me. That ain't a badge of honor.
Yeah.
You should have never put her through that in the first place.
Good, man.
Now, the fact that she's strong enough to stay with you shouldn't just be celebrated.
Yeah.
It should be
good.
talk about
good.
it said touch. So you're driving and now you distracted. You touching stuff. If I'm not mistaken, 1 Thessalonians 4:11 says what?
Yes, sir. It's
And
right
to
there.
make it your
Ambition to
Come
lead
on.
a quiet life. You should mind your own business and work with your hands, just as we told you.
He said to mind
Yeah.
your own business
Yes.
and work with your what?
Your own hands.
Talk about that.
That's so good. I think one thing we got to realize is that the fruit of an undisciplined head is an undisciplined hand.
Come on, say that again.
The fruit of an undisciplined head is an undisciplined hand.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. I think when you realize that when my mind ain't disciplined, eventually my hands won't be either.
Jesus.
Right? Think about how many times you were driving in a car and you picked up your phone, right? Texting while driving, right? And because now your hands are doing two different things. When truth be told, they were only supposed to be doing one.
You wanna know what's crazy? And this is messing me up, man. And I pray if you're being blessed, say, y'all preaching to me. You gotta say something, hit a heart, share. This is so critical. This entire month, we're gonna have a series of conversations that I believe are gonna be thought-provoking, life-changing, leading to transformation, true transformation. I wanna talk about this because my first car, a pickup truck, steering wheel, radio station. My second car, a Mazda 626. You couldn't tell me nothing. All white, black tint. I would drive it. I put a CD player in. When I got out the car, I took the face of the CD with me because that's how we did it back in the day.
Slide it in your
All
pocket.
right, put it in your pocket.
Yep.
All right, my Suburban is different than both of them. I want you to catch this. The car they gave a kid was standard. The car I chose as a man has luxuries to it.
Wow.
And I'm saying this because the radio and a lot of the controls in my car are on the steering wheel.
Wow.
I want to talk about this. 10 of y'all finna catch me.
Jesus.
From the steering wheel, I can turn the volume down. From the steering wheel, I can change the radio station. From the steering wheel, I can answer the phone.
That's good.
But I still, for some reason, out of years of habit, with the volume, who else do this now? Right there at my thumb, I still lean over because my learned behavior is now a fully equipped distraction.
That's good. That's so good.
Oh my
I
God.
love that.
Talk about that, man.
I love that. I think that many of us make the mistake
Jesus.
of thinking that what we learned in a past season, we make the mistake of thinking we don't have to unlearn in this season what we learned in a past season.
Say that again.
So you got this new car that's fully loaded. The manufacturer, the manufacturer knew in order to keep him focused, I need to put everything right there where he can see it.
Yeah.
Right? But because you've learned that all I got to do is reach over, that learned behavior keeps kicking in time and time again, even though you got everything right there where you can see it. And one thing I'm praying for God to do for me in 2021 is to unlearn unhealthy habits.
I believe you said something, it triggered something in my mind. We should run from compound learning
Yeah.
to canceling learning. And I'm going to make that make sense.
Unlearning something.
All right,
Yeah.
so we learned a bad habit.
Yeah.
Learn how to do it right.
Yeah.
But we never cancel the bad habit.
We never unlearned
We
it.
just
That's good.
stack what we learned. You want to know what shortcuts are? Learned habits that were never properly. Shortcuts are the combination of bad and good habits.
Wow.
I know the answer,
That's good.
but I don't like working the problem.
That's good.
So I've learned a back door through the process
That's good.
to get to the ultimate reward, which is the answer.
That's so good.
And sadly, a shortcut can become a distraction.
That's so good.
Oh my God, man.
That's so good.
This is why, if you remember this in Numbers, I believe it's 4, around verse 15, the Ark of the Covenant, God
Yes.
instructs them,
Yes.
whatever you do,
Yes.
hands,
Yes.
don't touch the Ark of the Covenant or you will what?
Yeah, you'll die.
You'll die.
Yeah.
And the Ark of the Covenant begins to fall.
Yes.
And what do? Reach
to
out and grab it. And those men do what?
They die.
They die.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's critical. They were doing a good thing, but disobeying an instruction.
Wow.
Because everything that's good ain't God.
That's so good.
A lot of you going to get in trouble this year, and the reason a lot of us are broke is because you helping them is good.
Wow.
Not when you sacrificed your tithe.
Wow.
So what you did was a good thing.
Yeah.
But you just broke a bad instruction.
That's so good.
You going to church with mama is a good thing.
That's
Mama
good.
wanted me to come to church with her. God bless you.
That's
But
good.
I can't miss my word.
No.
See, because a lot of times, just because I'm doing something good,
Yeah.
I'm finna say this.
This is
Because I
good.
have to do a lot of funerals.
Yes, sir.
And when I do these funerals, a lot of times, shameless plug, or I just want to pay homage to our Deacon Graham Cobb, who was buried on yesterday, and I love him from the bottom of my heart. One of the best deacons we had, worked in our
Absolutely.
media
Yes, sir.
department. Quiet, but
Yes, sir.
one of the funniest men you'll ever
Absolutely.
meet. I love him. He will forever be remembered. We
Consistent.
have to make sure we name something and do something in his honor every year to honor him and his family.
Yes, sir.
I was so grateful we don't have to lie
Yeah.
at his funeral.
Yeah.
We don't have to make stuff up
Yeah.
at his funeral.
That's good.
But I've stood at some funerals where I literally had to say some good stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure that good stuff got him or her into heaven.
That's good.
This is critical. This
Yeah.
is why Psalms 105 says,
This it.
do not touch
Yes.
my anointed ones
Yes.
and do my prophets no harm. Talk about that. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. That's the whole word. That's the whole word. Don't touch that. It's too many seasons in my life when I look back and realize I touched the wrong thing.
Oh, my
And
God.
because I touched it, I paid a price.
Come on.
Right? And so, oh wow. It's fun touching it, but it's never fun paying the price.
Come here, Adam. Don't touch that.
Don't touch that.
Don't touch that.
Yeah.
And he got distracted by another distracted driver.
Yes. Because distracted people distract people.
I saw where you was going with that.
Distracted
people
distract people.
Distract people. Touch not my anointing. I want to pause and parenthetically digress because one of the greatest crimes that people don't even realize that they are aborting their destiny and mismanaging their blessing
Wow.
is because you get distracted by judging the gifted.
Oh wow.
So you sit there and see a sister praying or see a man preaching, but then you know something about him.
Yeah.
And the first thing you do, watch this, you didn't just put your mouth on him.
Yeah.
You touched it.
Yeah.
Touch not my
That's good.
anointing. Touch. Leave that alone. I need 10 people to realize I'm too focused to even care about what you're doing,
Yeah.
who you sleeping with,
Yeah.
where you going. I need 10 of y'all to just type in the comments, don't touch that.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I
good.
tell you what, go MC Hammer. Can't touch this.
Can't touch this.
Can't touch this. I don't care what people call me all the time and say different things like, hey, this person is doing so. Did you know? Hey, that's their business.
Yeah.
Now, if I see where it's cancerous to what God is trying to do in their life, I'm gonna get
sir.
involved. Because I'm also understanding. Somebody say focus.
Focused.
I'm also understanding that one of the greatest crimes I have committed as a spiritual father and a pastor is I've labeled people's son who just wanted to be member.
Wow.
I've tried to force relationships that weren't natural.
Yeah.
And I found myself, I was on the
Wow.
phone with one of my spiritual sons. He said, you don't get in my business enough. And I repented to him. I said, man, I've done that with so many people who lashed out at me that I didn't really know who I should focus on.
Yeah.
See, because distracted people will make you gun shy. And now you can't even focus on what you need to focus on.
Oh, wow, I love that.
Am I talking to anybody? Let's go through these again. Number one is what?
Visual.
Visual.
Yes, sir.
Where are my eyes?
Yes, sir.
Number two.
Auditory.
Auditory.
Yes, sir.
What am I listening to?
Absolutely.
Number three.
Manual.
Manual.
Yes,
what
sir.
am I touching? Then number four.
Cognitive.
Cognitive.
Yes, sir.
What am I thinking about?
Yes, sir.
Romans 12:2 says, and do not be conformed to this world.
Yes, sir.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your what? Mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable. Keeping your mind on the road or this journey called life is just as important as keeping your eyes on the road. Distraction can be defined as thinking about something unrelated to what you're doing.
That's so good.
Distraction is a type of focus.
Yes, sir.
And you said something in the pre-show when we were preparing for this today. You said you don't lose focus. Talk about that.
You don't lose focus, you misplace it.
I want you to put that in the comments. You don't lose focus.
You misplace it.
Misplace.
Yes, sir.
Focus. Man, we're finna have a strong month.
Absolutely.
We're about to have a strong month and a half dealing with focus. I don't want you to miss a devotion.
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to miss a Sunday. I don't want you to miss a Tuesday. I don't want you to miss a recap. Don't miss some of the e-courses that are coming. What we're about to be doing at our church right now, because what you're believing God for will require focus.
Yes, sir.
I want to do something right now, and our altar call will be open in the next 5 minutes. There'll be a link at the bottom of your screen where you can pray, because I really want you to get prayer for your focus.
Absolutely.
I'm going to pray for your focus.
Yes, sir.
Because can I be honest?
Come on.
Because we've lived this thing called life, there are some built-in distractions that come with who we are.
Yes.
Did you catch that?
Yes, sir.
There are some glitches to our focus.
Yeah.
And I want to pray right now for those of you who so desperately want to win this year.
Yes, sir.
So desperately want to grow. So desperately want to be a better person. How many of you right now can say, Pastor, I want to be better so bad.
Yes, sir.
But every year I just fall short, or certain things knock me off my course. Right now, in the name of Jesus,
Yes, God.
I pray for focus.
Yes,
I
God.
pray, God, that you begin to reveal to me the areas of my weaknesses.
Yes.
Too many of my friends aren't friends based off of my strength. They are friends I found in my weakness.
Yes.
And whenever I befriend weak friends, they keep me weak, because if we don't have anything to relate to, they feel like the relationship is growing out
Yes,
of
God.
focus.
Yes,
so
God.
I pray right now for focus.
Yes, God.
Guard my eyes. Guard my ears.
Yes, God.
Guard my mouth. Guard my hands. Guard my mind.
Yes, God.
So I can be all that God has called me to be.
Yes, God.
It's in Jesus' name. Listen, my family, I need you focused on what God is doing in your life. I want you to be the best Christian. Start right. This year, I want you to say, Pastor, you're talking to me. This year, I'm praying more than I ever prayed. I'm tithing. I'm giving. I'm upping my devotional life.
Yes.
I'm checking my attitude.
Yes.
You want to know what I want to be healthy conversation for us this year? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have those natural distractions. You might pop off, but you know what?
Yep.
I apologize about that.
Yes.
I'm attempting to be better. It was Socrates who said, the unexamined life is not worth living.
Yes, sir.
Which means your life is the sum total of your decisions and your choices.
Yeah.
As for me and my house, as for me and our church,
Yes.
as for me and my circle, I choose to be focused.
Yes, sir.
Man, I pray you got something out of this. Do me a favor. We want you to give your life to Christ. If you know this year you need to rededicate your life, or it is your first time watching, you need a good church home, you want to literally get connected to people you can feel. I want to say, Pastor Mike, when y'all preach, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
You ain't just shouting at me. You ain't, yes, I can stand flat-footed. I'm attempting to do something that we don't see in the black context.
Yes, sir.
And that's gifted men working together.
Yes, sir.
Gifted men and women working together, coming together so people can be blessed. If that's you, do me a favor, pull your phone out, text HOME,
Yes.
HOME, HOME, to 28950. What better day to give your life to Christ than on the first Sunday
of the year
of a new year, a sort of first fruit
Yes, sir.
of the rest of this year. I love you guys so much. The doors of the church, the altar call is open. There's the link in the bottom of your comments right there. We're praying for you. Don't miss devotion in the morning.
Yes, sir.
We'll be talking about focus. And this Tuesday, we'll be sitting right here with part 2 of this series of conversations we're in now called Focus. I love you. This is a blessed week, free from distractions, free from foolishness. You're going to see your best results because you're choosing to stay focused. I love you. We'll see you next week.